Hi, how are you both today?
Hey, Daniel.
Good. How you
We're
doing,
good.
Daniel?
I'm okay, thanks. I love
Good.
the film and you were both amazing in it. So I was
Thank
wondering, how did you both become involved with this project and what drew you to the scripts and characters?
Thank you.
you.
Let me go.
You want to hit?
Yeah. I got a call. I was on a family vacation at the beach, in a big rental house with my in-laws. It was their 50th anniversary, 8 kids under the age of 10 years old, and they asked me to audition. And I was like, guys, I would love to, this is through the agents or whatever. I would love to, but I can't. And they're like, okay, well, what about tomorrow? And they did that for 3 days. And I was like, sorry, in the nicest possible way, no. And then Neil McDonough calls me, long, time friend, doesn't call very often. So I was like, why is Neil McDonough calling? We have the conversation. He tells me what's going on. He's already attached to Homestead. Long story short, he worked his magic, and a couple days later, I was on a plane to Utah. Didn't have to audition. That's always nice. And but in the meantime, I had read the script. I love the script. I love the character. I wanted to be a part of it. When the phone didn't ring for a day, I was afraid that it went away. But it was in the big man's hands, and it all worked out exactly how it was supposed to.
Mhm.
That's great to hear. And what
Thanks, man.
about you?
Yeah, a little bit of kind of traditional audition approach mixed with kind of some new friendships. So, Ben Smallwood and Andrea Royer, I ended up on touch with them, and then they were like, "Man, we think you'd be good for something in this project. Why don't you just audition?" So I ended up reading.
He read my part.
So,
He read
I,
like
I
five parts.
I did the audition that you didn't have to do, and then I also auditioned for Evan, and
Yeah.
then and I did it both. It was on a live Zoom, so it was kind of cool. At least it was live,
Yeah, that's cool.
and so there was feedback and try this, do that, do this, and then ultimately it kind of went away for a bit. They were like, you know what, we think you're really great for Evan, but we have to hire local only, and it's kind of just the economics, and that's where we're at right now. So it went away, and I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
no, and and I just kept kind of bugging them, and then it kind of was reciprocated, and we just kind of kept talking and working through it. And eventually, man, all was said and done, got the role, and it was honestly, I think other people saw things too that I didn't see in the moment, and I'm very thankful to have people just kind of keep advocating as well for
Yeah.
getting the cast that they saw and they wanted because we see our perspectives, but they see everybody. So I
Yeah.
think
Mm.
with them piecing everybody together, they did a great job because now I'm watching everybody on at
Yeah.
the LA premiere last night, and I didn't get to see everybody's scene. So now you see it on the big screen, and you're like,
Yeah.
woo, I'm rocked by that performance. That's
Yeah.
wow. And I'm so proud of everybody, and I'm thankful who they picked.
Yeah.
You were
Then
very
there's a lot of
amazing.
stories like that too, where people have, taken less money or moved schedules around. They're
Mhm.
working on other series, and
Mhm.
they just, they want to be a part of this. They believe in the
Yeah.
story that we're
Yep.
telling. They believe in Angel Studios,
Yep.
and it's really just, inspiring to see people move mountains just to be a part of this project. So
Yeah. Yeah. This has been a
thank you.
different
I couldn't
style.
imagine not doing it with this guy. So it's
No,
been
me
great.
neither. I'm like, what? Okay.
You were both great in it. And I think you filmed both the film and the episodes all in one go. So I was wondering if you ever filmed the film and episodes in the same day, like different scenes from each day, or did you do it in order of like the film first and then all the episodes?
We actually didn't. So we actually did the film first,
Yeah.
and then it almost looked like, were we going to do the series? Are we not? Are we? And
Yeah.
so there was. This has been a process, and I'd like to. I use this as a saying. I'm like, man, we're all paddling this canoe with our hands right now, and we're hoping to get some paddles. And finally, it got some momentum, and then they were like, you're doing 2 episodes. So we actually took the whole winter off,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then came back,
Yeah.
and
So
then
yeah.
picked it up. So man, we were so like happy, but there was
Mm.
a moment when we were like, oh man, maybe this isn't, we're not doing the episodes.
Yeah, we didn't know there's, again, with life there's a lot of unknown. But we just started with the feature, but
Yeah,
originally it was designed, as a series, and
yeah.
they had the 8 episodes. And but with the strike and everything
Hmm.
that was going on at the time, we shot the feature film, and then yeah, we were shut down for a long time, and then we cross-boarded those next 2 episodes,
Yeah.
and then the snow hit Utah, so we shut it down, and plans to go back in the spring.
That's great to hear. At least you got to reunite again with everyone. And
Thank
how
you.
did you find wearing the like more army military uniforms and were they heavy or not? or uncomfortable? And how did you find wearing your normal outfits in the film?
It becomes your uniform. Every
Yeah.
character has a kind of your wardrobe tells so much
Mm.
about you, and it makes you feel a certain way. And so honestly, when I put on the boots and I put on all the gear, and I mean, you just start feeling it. It's actually really helpful. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sweaty, it's warm. It is nice, on the hot days you're like, oh, I'm hot, but to be honest, I'm not complaining, man. I'm just explaining because there's days you're freezing too, and you can jam your hands up in there and stay warm.
Yeah, you do that a lot. He loves this move. When you guys see the movie, you'll see Jesse. He's just hanging on. He's in his comfort
Well,
spot right there.
well, I mean, honestly though, because I was a whitewater raft guide before that, and I would wear the
do it.
life jacket, and I
Sure.
always hung on to it. So,
Yeah.
to be honest, it kind of felt natural.
You're like a little T-Rex right there.
Yeah, my T-Rex arms.
Yeah. But it's funny with the film, we had a little more prep time because it was all guns blazing when we went back for the series. And you try to get everything just right. You know where everything is, and your kit is very important as a operator and all the thing. Everything's there for a reason. And then the kit wasn't exactly how it was when we went back for the series, but I think that also kind of fueled my performance where it just wasn't perfect, and so I'm pulling at it, and it just plays into some of the uncomfortability that you're going to see in the Jeff character going forward, and so you just base it in the reality of what you're doing with. But to answer your question, yeah, the uniform, the costume, the props, getting your gun right, it matters.
That's cool. And were you allowed to do much improvisation in this film and TV show, or was it more stick to the script?
But Jesse, he loves to point out how I cut a lot of my lines. I'm confessing here on camera. I like to cut lines.
It's good too, though. Yeah, I mean,
he gets more lines.
We call it cut the fat. And sometimes he cuts the fat, and then sometimes you're like, oh, okay, Bailey's cutting that one. Okay, so
I guess he's not going to say that line.
Okay, cool. Well, fine. Let's do that. No, our team's very generous. Actually, they've been really kind of because I've been on you too. You've been on shows where it's like, excuse me, you didn't.
Yeah.
You flipped the and you need to fix that. Do you need help? And on this, they're like, okay, well. They let us try stuff, and to be honest, as you get to know your character more and we work together more, it becomes natural that we can make a good, we'll come to you with a good offering, right? Like, don't be an actor who comes to them and is like, I got an idea, and you rewrite the whole thing. That's foolish, but there's a lot of experience in everyone throughout our cast that I really appreciate, and they bring good ideas. And so when someone throws some, he'll try something, but we don't always talk about it. You just do it in the scene, and I'm like, man, I love that. That was cool you did that, because then I have to do something, and
and there's a scene later in the series where I'm having a thing with my son, and I'll say something under my breath once he leaves, and then they came back later on once they cut the episode, and they're like, that was a beautiful moment. And so they do give us free reign to try that stuff out, and as an actor, as an artist, it matters that our input's valued, and then it makes it in the finished product.
It's good that they were more laid back and relaxed. And with such a large cast, did you interact with the actors you didn't have as many scenes with? And how was it bonding with them and with each other, like when you weren't filming or between takes?
Yeah, there's been a lot of that, actually, like a lot of dinners, a lot of get-togethers. You still want to respect people's space on set and how they work, and if they need space or time or all that stuff. But that being said, everybody comes together at some point.
It's been cool, and we got some great actors, to come out for the series that aren't in the feature film, and it's just like, wow, that's great. And then we got them, and it's cool when you're on location because you're not rushing home and all the things, and so you're more relaxed and you're hanging out, and all that stuff translates to the screen. So yeah. It's good.
Well, thank you for chatting with me. I love chatting with you. I'm excited for everyone to see the film and the TV show, and I can't wait to see what your next projects are.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so
I
much.
hope you have a great day.
Yeah.
You too. Cheers.
Bye.